It's your boy, Margio. God is good. God is good, man. And we back at it again with another reaction, man. Today we just finna dive straight into this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We got players talking how good Pistol Pete was. Let's get it.
That ball looks like a part of his
Pistol
hand.
Pete.
And all 3 years I was second to
Never watched the
Pistol
Pistol Pete highlight before, like really for real.
After practice, I wasn't trying to leave either. When discussing players who were truly ahead of their time, the list is incredibly short, and without
OGs, how y'all feel about Pistol Pete in his prime?
At the forefront of that conversation. Maravich wasn't just a player; he was a visionary, someone who redefined what was possible on the basketball court long before the game caught up to his level of creativity and innovation. While most players of his era focused on the fundamentals and a more structured style of play, Maravich brought an artistry and flair that was simply unmatched. His dazzling ball handling, no-look passes, and deep shooting range were not just flashy. They were showcasing a style of play that seemed like it belonged to a future generation. Maravich didn't just play basketball, he performed it, which is honestly the perfect way to describe what he did for the game. At LSU, he averaged an NCAA record of 44.2 points per game over 3 seasons, which still stands today and might never be broken. Analysts estimate that if the three-point shot had existed during his college career, he would have easily averaged over 50-plus points per game. He turned ordinary games into must-see events. For example, scoring 68 points in an NBA game without a three-pointer is absolutely insane for a guard. Demonstrating a scoring ability that would have made him an even bigger star in today's NBA. His creativity extended beyond scoring. His passes were works of art, threading needles and finding teammates in ways that left opponents and sometimes even his teammates stunned. What makes Pistol Pete even more remarkable is that his impact transcends his era. Players like Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, and Stephen Curry have all carried elements of Maverick's style into their own games. His approach to the game wasn't just ahead of his time. It helped shape the evolution of basketball into the fast-paced, skill-oriented sport we see today. So to truly grasp how transcendent Pistol Pete was, listen to what NBA legends and players say about his game. Enjoy the video, man.
Man, you couldn't steal it from Pistol Pete. He come down there and make up shots in the air. The no-look passes, the dribble the ball and pat it with one hand. That's where I saw that from Pistol Pete. That's where I got it from him. Boy, because he played basketball and could he entertain you. You know, the no-look passes, the dribble the ball and pat it with one hand. That's where I saw that from Pistol Pete. That's where I got it from.
I always said, man, that ball looks like a part of his hand. And I said, you must spend a lot of time dribbling, and able to shoot the way he can shoot.
The game was boring to him, so he had to create things to keep him interested.
Pete just has so much razzle-dazzle in his game. He was just hard to guard.
The way he handled the basketball so flippantly and so sort of carelessly really offended a lot of basketball purists.
What Pistol would do, he would take the ball and set it behind his back, catch the ball, and shoot. That was sweet. He was a true entertainer. And I think he looked at entertainment more than basketball.
He wanted to put on the show.
He used his basketball as a form of self-expression, and one of the real leaders in bringing basketball into this sort of area of artistry. It was like his form of art.
In college, Pistol and I fought for the scoring leader in the country. And all 3 years I was second to Pistol.
And I did a lot of things in college. I've set something like around 50 basketball records from high school, college, and
that's insane, bro. Like,
and I used to make excuses. The only reason Pistol scored more than me is because his dad coached him and so on and so forth. Until I got to play against him.
I'm the leading scorer. I averaged over 44 points a game for a 3-year period.
Goodness gracious. It's hard to describe somebody that was about 6'6", 6'7", handle the ball as well or better than myself.
I'm the leading scorer of all time in college basketball. It'll be broken someday.
You were right there at the top. You had all the score. In fact, a lot of your scoring records you set there at LSU still stand.
I got a chance to play with him for the first time in the high school All-American game in Memphis. And it's tough. You trying to play your game and you're watching.
He was really a showman. I mean, Pete could go out there, to put on
a show. I mean, that's what he wanted to do. That's how he looked at himself, as a showman.
My reaction was thank God for Pete Maravich. Over the 6 years that I was in the NBA, they told all of us that if you were 6'5" and under, you can't make any money. So at the time, Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain was the only two guys that were making money. When Pete came in, he changed the whole pay structure.
Wow.
Pete Maravich, the New Orleans Jazz, in my opinion, one of the great guys that ever played the game. So many things he's done from the time he was a little bitty one. To make basketball.
Don't they got a movie of him?
His life,
Or probably a fake character, but there's a movie about Pete. I think I watched it. Y'all let me know if I'm
But
tripping.
it has meaning. Everything he does has meaning. What about that drill, Pete?
This right here is just for a coordination standpoint of just you spread your legs out, and the object is to throw the ball at a 45-degree angle, catch it behind you, and throw it back with your wrist, getting stronger wrist. This just develops the coordination part of it and leads up to a more dramatic part of a drill, which I call the bullet ricochet.
But you told me don't bend your knees, right?
You don't want to bend your knees.
You'll ever get hurt.
Because if you do, you open up a pocket under there, and you might end up where you don't want to end up.
All right, let's see you do it.
Okay, this is coordination.
I watch it very closely. He goes faster
Wow.
and faster.
Now it develops into what I call a bullet ricochet, where you
Mad
just
tall.
throw it, and you continually increase your speed and continue to increase your hand quickness.
Fuck.
You realize the speed that thing is going? Hold it, Pete. Gets me nervous. Every time he does that, it gets me nervous.
Makes me nervous too.
I can remember when Pete got traded from Atlanta, where he started his career, over to New Orleans when the team went down there in his expansion team. And they had never won a game. They were 0-14, and they were the worst team in the league. And Otto Moore was the center. They couldn't do anything, but Pete was just lighting them up. And the Portland Trailblazers, we go in there, we had a team, and it was not the championship team, but we had a good enough team. And we were pounding them early, way up at halftime, and Pete in the second half just takes over. And he goes absolutely wild. He's playing 1 against 5, and he's up and down the court, shooting jumpers, hooks, full court behind the back passes through guys' legs. He does everything. And at the very last play of the game, we're up 1, and Pete dribbles up. 4 of our guys go chase him because they know he's not going to pass it, and he's falling out of bounds, and he shoots it as he's tumbling over the row of fans in the corner, literally. And I am standing underneath the basket waiting for the last rebound of the game. We're going to win the game, and they're not going to win a game ever, the New Orleans Jazz, and the ball swishes. A special player. And he's unbelievable. And he reminds me a lot, if you can compare him to anybody, to Steve Nash today, although Pete was much bigger. Pete was 6'5", and much more athletic in terms of the jumping ability until he tore his knee up. I mean, that really changed everything.
Knew that he was going to be a great player. He was an exhibitionist. The dribbling, the passing, throwing the ball, taking it off its head, shooting it into
very
the
talented, very skillful.
It was unbelievable.
I could tell.
Amazing about Pete, 44 points per game, career for 3 straight
That's
years
insane,
in an era
man.
with no
3 years in a
Dale
row.
Brown, coach
He's
at
an
LSU
insane
after Preston
bucket
was there.
getter. Wait, what?
Dale Brown went back
This boy
and charted
bucket.
all the games with the running score. Maravich free throw, Maravich 22-foot jumper, Maravich layup. And he calculated that with the current college three-point rule at 19.9, Pete Maravich would have averaged 13 three-point makes per game, which would have given him a career average of 57 points per game under today's rules. That guy is unbelievable. We love him. We miss him terribly.
See the first white guy to have the financial style and between the legs and behind the back. I mean, because my favorite move was the move he did to Jerry West.
Pete Maravich, he would take the basketball, right? And he would fake the pass. He would bounce it here, bounce it behind him, fake the pass, and you as a defender would jump, and he'd turn back around, catch the ball, and shoot. that was a hell of a move. And I was like, okay, I got to try it. So I tried it in the game, and Steve Coulter stole it.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know Pete Maravich was like that. Like, for real. I didn't know he was averaging that much. And he's so creative on the basketball floor. This man is insane. Like, I did not know we had somebody that was super talented at basketball like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I watched a movie or something like that. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about Pete Maravich. And let me know y'all was rocking with him or not. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. Keep God first. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Your boy Markio. It's out.